Hello, everybody. Welcome to Students Inspiration. And today I bring a video on civics, chapter number 2 for class 6th. The topic it deals with is equality, diversity, and discrimination. Yes, now let me revise diversity. So, what diversity is? Diversity refers to the feeling of difference. Now, difference that can be based on caste, it might be based on creed, or maybe dwelling places like where people are living. So some people who are living in hilly area might feel difference with those who are living in plain area, or might be those who are living in coastal areas. And of course the difference of religion, religious beliefs, culture, and so on. All this feeling of difference based on such elements is said to be diversity. Now, there is one important element that plays a very essential role in this diversity, and that is geographical feature. Here, by geographical feature, we do refer to the physical feature, or you can also call that topographical feature. So, what it is? Now, people living at different places, like if we talk about earth, so earth we divide into two hemispheres, the northern and the southern part. And yes, we also know a lot about equator, and we know that places that are near equator are found quite hot, and places we start moving away from equator, they seem to be cooler. And thus the people living at different places do have different habits, different culture, different behavior, different society. So this can also be a reason of diversity. Now here I've taken an example, like people who long for essential commodities know how to preserve it. Like people who have actually needed, who have actually waited a long time to get the resources, they know how to preserve it and how valuable the resources are. And this is seen in the people of Ladakh, because there, no doubt, that is a beautiful, wonderful place, but yes, there is shortage of resources, and there people have developed the habit of reusing the things, and they never waste anything in their daily life even. But here, if we compare it to the people living in northern plain, because we do get all kind of resources available very easily, and yes, we can easily afford them also, so we don't take care of those resources. And many a times we are also found wasting resources, wasting maybe electricity, it might be water, or maybe food also. We have developed that habit of wasting, because we have been getting it very easily. Now, when people meet people who are different, different in what case? Different maybe in their dress, maybe in their food habits, or maybe they are celebrating different festivals, or maybe with having different religion, or maybe having different beliefs, their language. In that case, what we do, sometimes we do treat them badly. Yes, this is also a kind of diversity. Like whenever we meet people who seem to be bit different from us, and that difference could be based upon their dressing sense, their food habits, their festival, their culture. We treat differently with them, and that differently is actually having that negative attitude. So what could be the reason behind that different treatment or bad treatment? Because it might be that we don't feel secure or comfortable with different people. Maybe we feel comfortable only with the people of our own kind. Our own kind means like people who are similar to us, who are similar with our habits, our culture, our religion, our food habits, our dressing sense. I hope this is very clear to everybody. Now, the next topic that follows in the chapter is prejudice, discrimination, and stereotypes. Now, we need to understand all three terms very carefully, and yes, I also want to tell you that all these three terms are connected to each other in the sequence. Now, what is prejudice? Prejudice is an unreasonable dislike for a particular group of people. Now, this prejudice invokes strong feeling that is negative in sense, and this is difficult to change also. Now, let me describe it a bit. So, prejudice is actually a dislike, a unreasonable without any reason, which has simply arose in our heart or maybe mind, and we seriously don't know a reason behind that dislike. And sometimes this disliking even changes into hatred. So here I'm going to explain it to you with an example. Like, if a white person develops a habit of disliking dark skinned people, so this feeling is said to be prejudice. I hope this might be understandable. Now, moving towards discrimination. So with discrimination, we understand unfair treatment of a person or a group on the basis of prejudice. Now, since I just told you that all these three, prejudice, discrimination and stereotypes, are connected to each other, yes, so prejudice only gives birth to the discrimination. Now, if we have already developed the feeling of disliking or hatred, in that case we'll start developing the habit of unfair treatment for that particular person or maybe a group. In that case, later on what is going to happen? Later on it is going to happen that we'll develop a fixed image of that particular person or a group. So let me talk about an example for discrimination. That white person only who started disliking dark skinned people now started treating badly such people. Hence, dark skinned person or people start feeling inferior. Now, moving towards stereotype. So stereotype is a fixed general image of a person in our minds. Maybe if I talk about these white and dark skinned people only, now because the white person disliked dark skinned person, so that was prejudice. Now he started behaving badly, or he started giving improper behavior, inhumane behavior to that dark skinned person. So that was said to be discrimination. Now he has developed a particular image in his mind that these dark skinned people are good for nothing. So this feeling or this thought that that person has created is said to be stereotype. Now, if we talk about the present stereotype that is very commonly seen in the society, is that men are considered stronger than women. This we can see somewhere in a neighborhood, somewhere in a society also. Many a times we come across some examples like that when we observe that men are considered stronger and women and girls are considered to be weaker. So this is also a stereotype that has been developed in the society. Well, now after we have learnt about prejudice, discrimination and stereotype, now let's move towards caste based discrimination. Yes, discrimination is not just based upon skin color, language, religion or culture. It is also based upon caste. All these discriminations and all, we are the only people, we human beings, we literate human beings have created such kind of things in the society. Now here, caste based discrimination refers to the discrimination, that is the unfair treatment towards any particular caste. Although maybe many of us won't be knowing also that what caste they belong to, but many of us would be following this caste discrimination in their lives. Well, people practice hatred towards such discriminated caste. They feel that few castes are considered to be discriminated. Well, I want to tell you, during ancient period, our society was divided through Vern system. Now, what was Vern system? Vern system was the system which divided the society according to their work. So, there we had 4 Varnas: Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras. Now, Brahmins were considered to be the group of people who were allowed to worship God, who were meant to worship God. Now next came Kshatriyas, who were considered to be warriors. Their job was, their profession was to protect the people. And then moving towards Vaishyas, so they were the people who were the traders. They were the group of people who trade, who worked and who earned a lot of money for themselves and for society as well. Now next came the most important part, that was Shudras. These were considered to be the society cleaners. They were there to clean the society. Now earlier it was completely profession based, job based. It was not at all describing anybody's caste. But gradually what happened, we have developed the society which is caste based. We have adopted this ritual of dividing the society according to person's caste. Now this has given birth to new things, new terms which are considered as scheduled, backward or untouchables. Well, who are scheduled, backward or untouchables? So such people have always faced inferiority in the society. Scheduled, backward or untouchables are those peoples who do the work to clean the society. They are extremely most essential for the society, as they are the only one who take the responsibility to clean the society, which we literate human beings do dirty. So they are essentially very, very, very important for the society, as they keep our surroundings clean. Now, as we have understood about discrimination, which is religion based, which is caste based, and much more, so there came fighting for equality. Yes, people rose their voice and they fought for the equality, and yes, it was extremely essential also. So during freedom struggle, when people were fighting against Britishers to free the nation, then only underprivileged or these discriminated people also rose their voice. They stood together, they worked together for the freedom of the nation, and yes, along with the freedom of the nation, they also fought fair for their own freedom, for their own dignity and equality. Now, who were those people who were considered to be underprivileged and discriminated? So they were Dalits, they were women. Yes, they were women too. They were tribals and farmer. Dalits. Who are Dalits? A class that has been considered to be broken or shattered. Now, how it has got broken or shattered? Yes, it has been broken or shattered just because of discrimination. This discrimination has completely broken them, completely shattered them, and they rose for their own dignity, and women too, because women were considered to be kept within the houses, maybe as if they were thought to be kept within the bars. So they also stood forward to fight for their own dignity. Now moving towards tribals. So who are tribals, or who were tribals? So people who lived in valleys area, valleys that were in hilly region, or maybe who lived in forest. They were considered to be tribals. Even today, these tribal people are thought to be unfit for our society. It is thought among us that they are not fit for our society, and they have their own society with distinguished culture and beliefs. So tribal people have also raised their voice, stood for their own dignity and freedom, and farmers too. Now comes the role of constitution. Well, when we achieved freedom, when we got independent, there was a democracy. Now our country was called to be democratic. Now when we were decided to be democratic, there came the constitution, and yes, the constitution played an important role in providing such people equality and dignity. So Constitution has provided equal right and opportunities to all. Untouchability has been completely abolished and it is considered to be illegal. If untouchability practices is being found in any place, that place and those people shall be punished legally. Constitution has also provided freedom to all to choose their profession of their own choice and to present their own opinions freely. They are free to speak whatever they feel like. It also states that none can force anybody to follow any particular religion, to speak any particular language, or to follow any culture. So people, according to Constitution, are free to follow the religion, language or culture according to their wish. But yes, above all comes the role of oneself, that is our own responsibility. It is our own responsibility to respect everyone in the society. And human behavior, what about human behavior and etiquettes that is being always taught to us, that everyone is equal? So when we learn this, that everyone is equal, we need to practice also it in our lives. And yes, whenever we or anybody finds anything going wrong, at least we should take a stand, we should fight against wrong. Thank you. I hope you have understood the chapter. So if you have understood it, if you have liked it, do like the channel, do subscribe the channel. All right, bye bye, take care everyone.